let's move on from draft talk, Dave, into actual NBA talk. Where Kevin Porter Jr., we talked about him. We said, what team could trade for KPJ? And Dave, he did get traded to a team we didn't even fucking mention. A team that apparently was not on the list. The list was the Clippers, the Raptors, the Knicks, and the Magic. That was the list. And KPJ gets traded to the Rockets for a future protected, heavily protected future second round pick. So basically for nothing. The pick is top 55 protected, meaning it is likely never to convey. So he basically got sent.
Did I not say that almost exactly when we had the show?
Yeah. It's almost like the Cleveland Cavaliers got a call and they're like, well, what do you want for him? Buy our soda, like pay for our soda for a year. That's all you got to do. Make sure my Pepsi machines are stocked fully. All right,
Cleveland
you got
saves money. Cleveland saves money by not having to release him and pay out his contract. So I think it is even if you're not actually getting any capital back, you're getting the dollars back, which feels good for Cleveland's front office. It's bad that they had to part ways with him, though, because I do think that Kevin Porter Jr. still does have so much basketball potential. He's just a fucking knucklehead, though. Like, you got to get his head on straight. You got to get him back focused on the game of basketball. Whatever's happening in his personal life clearly is not going well. So take whatever time he needs. He's still 20. Like, he's still a fucking kid out there. So I want them in Houston, which I love the pickup.
I was going to ask you, is Houston the right spot for him? Because of all that. Because
it's not the wrong spot. They are building new culture down there, Ricky. They're building something new, and they have the ability to take chances on long shots and let them develop. They're now looking at like a situation where they're not too far off of what the Thunder are doing. It's the like, we can take pure upside players and see what happens because the expectations aren't there anymore. This is a team that literally lost two former MVPs, within a matter of a month. So they're just there to, hey, let's see who's healthy. Let's see who plays out the season. Let's filter through this roster. We love Christian Wood. I think they'd love to keep Vic around if they could. John Wall, happy to see him healthy out there. No longer the worst contract in basketball. Boogie, still recovering. Let's be honest, he's not going to be a 30-minute a game kind of guy, but he's still somebody who's just, hey, he's a fantastic player for what he gives us. So I think that they've got a lot of upside players on that bench that they want to give a lot of run to. So I'm excited to see what they do and see if they trade off some more pieces. PJ Tucker, Gordon going down the line. We'll see if there's interest from other teams so they can keep stocking up and flip over that roster. I'm excited, man. I think he's be great for him because of the opportunities they can provide for him.
Well, and one of the things I want to say is you mentioned the Thunder. The only difference with the Rockets, they have veterans on that team like right now, like Victor Oladipo, John Wall, fucking Boogie, man. Like, this is a guy to where if he can make a connection with KPJ, like, hey, man, look at how I used to be in fucking Sacramento. Like, it ain't fucking worth it, man. Like, you can't be like that. Also, our boy J-Dub in the Discord, love John. Love talking to him about his basketball takes. He kind of referenced what I'm going to bring up here from the ESPN article where it says, the Rockets intend to have assistant coach John Lucas, who has helped several NBA and NFL players to overcome personal issues, to have successful careers, work closely with Porter, a source said. So, like, that's why I feel like this is a good spot for him, a really good spot, because you have someone like John Lucas, you have veterans on this team, there's low expectations for this team, so like you said, you can go ahead and take a stab at KPJ, and really if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out kind of a thing. Like, it's just like a, you know what, wash our, like, I didn't even want to say that either. Like, not even a wash our hands, just like a, well, it didn't work out. Mainly, and this is what you had hit in our first video when we talked about this, I think the Rockets may be a team where if it doesn't work out on the court, they and John Lucas are going to do what is needed to make sure KPJ works off the court. Because that's the most important thing. Because, like you said, obviously there is something in here that is not working right. Because like even, I'm not even talking about the off the court stuff with like the marijuana or the gun. I'm just talking about the I'm going to flip out at the team because my locker got moved kind of a thing. Like,
here's the thing.
It seems like to some people that would be an overreaction, but yeah.
Did you listen to TNT Crew talk about it?
I did not. I have not watched many inside the NBA.
Kenny was like, you damn right he freaked out. Like, that if someone moved my locker on me, I would be pissed at him too. I'd let them know that's some bullshit. Like, Kenny was 100% on agreement with what Kevin Porter's reaction was. I think a lot of it is disrespect. It's, do you think that I have a future on this team by moving his locker, by basically, and I understand he wasn't with the team during that entire time period, but it's a sign of respect. It's a sign of standing with the team. By moving him, it's a sign of disrespect. It means no longer believe in you.
This is just a question. Would it have been different if they contacted him and said, hey, just letting you know we're going to move your locker. We're letting you know ahead of time so you're not freaking out. Like, oh, shit, where's my locker?
We want to put Taurean Prince down with the rest of the team since he's in with the roster now. You're not back with the team yet. Like, let's, this makes sense for both of us kind of a thing. And instead, it was just, fuck you, down the road. And we moved all your shit too, by the way. And, like, again, nobody likes having their personal shit touched by somebody else.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand the upset.
I agree.
I understand the frustration there. I get that. And it is definitely like I said, it's a big hit of, we don't trust you. We don't have a future with you. Like, it was a clear message being sent, whether they want it to be or not. That is the most, like, I don't want to say, like, petty, but like, it is very bullshitty the way they did that. And I think it was to get a reaction out of him. And,
why does this always got to happen in fucking Cleveland, man? Like, I'll ask this. Is Cleveland the worst organization in the NBA?
No. Timberwolves.
You think, are the Timberwolves worse run than the Cavaliers?
Yeah.
Is it just because of Is this because of what stems back to what you put in the Discord, Dave, about the development and how you can't wait to see Cat off this team because he's going to pop off like no other?
I mean, he'll put up Wilt numbers. if Andrew Wiggins' departure from the Timberwolves has shown anything, it's the fact that Minnesota has done nothing but hold the players back. They're a piss poor organization.
Ricky Rubio too. Look at how well Ricky Rubio played when he left it. Chris Dunn.
And you see what happened now that Ricky Rubio is back?
Yeah.
He's depressed as fuck.
Yeah.
The man could not give a shit out there. Yeah. Like, it is sad to watch what Ricky Rubio is doing for them this year. I feel fucking horrible for the players who are stuck on that team, especially my fucking long boy.
The long boy.
But, like,
and Sean's boy, Naz Reid.
Naz Reid too. The point is, no, Cleveland's not the worst run, but they're also not the pinnacle of what it should look like. And I can spot a shithole organization because I'm from Chicago, and we've had one for so fucking long. Yeah. It's very easy to see other ones around the league, and you look what Minnesota has tried to do and failed to do, and the staff they put out there around their players and how effective it has been. The only time they had success was when they got Tom Thibodeau there, and even he couldn't kick the players' asses enough. Yeah. He had to go bring his own fucking Timberwolves to kick this roster's ass.
Jimmy couldn't even fix the T-Wolves, man.
An injury to drag that team kicking and screaming into the fucking playoffs. So, like, it's just very frustrating. Yes, the Timberwolves are the worst. Cleveland better than them, and they're on the right track, but this was disappointing. I think this is a situation where not enough attention was paid to, keeping KPJ on track. It's someone who there were rumors during the draft period, especially coming out of his time in college, where it was like, something's clearly not right here. Yeah. He fought with his college coach. He got benched in college. Someone who was the best player on the team. They didn't seem to have any plans to include him in that offense. They didn't go out of their way to work with him at USC. So I think that you knew there was some personality stuff that you had to work through with him. And I'm thinking they did not spend the right time and resources to help him get to where he needs to be. And I'm not saying it's all on them. It's a him thing too. You both got to want it. But like this situation to me looks like, he's got a lot of shit going on in his life. They didn't do enough to help him. He got frustrated. They fucked him over as a final public thing. And then obviously he is now a Houston Rocket.
Yeah. And I mean, even Mad Rogue brings up a good point that I didn't even think of. Zach LaVine. Look at how Zach LaVine's been playing in Chicago. Like, you've got Zach LaVine as one. I was going to bring up Chris Dunn, where Chris Dunn came in from. Think about when he was brought into the Bulls. People saying, "Oh man, we got Chris Dunn in that deal. Oh, at least we got Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen, or got to get the 7th overall pick." To where this year there are Bulls fans still. Man, I wish we would have kept Chris Dunn, man. I wish we would have had, like, just the fucking flip of, like, we didn't like him coming in to where now we do like him. Another player that played well after leaving.
But Andrew Wiggins looks like a fucking two-way stud now, and it's hilarious.
I'm sorry. Is that more on the Warriors? Is that
yes.
leaving Minnesota or going to the Warriors?
Bit of both, Ricky. Bit of both. He's playing for a winning organization, a team that has leadership, guys who actually give a fuck, a head coach who cares and will tell you. In someone, like I said, the mentorship on the team from someone who is so defensively minded. We'll talk about that situation in a couple of minutes. So just all around watching that transformation, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna see it like he's the same old Wiggins." Is he though? Is he?
Is he? Is he though?